Welcome to the Invite Health podcast, where our degreed healthcare professionals are excited to offer you the most important health and wellness information you need to make informed choices about your health. You can learn more about the products discussed in each of these episodes and all that Invite Health has to offer at www.invitehealth.com/podcast. First-time customers can use promo code podcast at checkout for an additional 15% off your first purchase. Let's get started.
Here's a study, Magnesium and Pain. It's in the journal Nutrients. It's from the Seoul National University, the Department of Anesthesiology and Pain Medicine. And they're looking at the NMDA receptors. That's the N-methyl-D-aspartate receptors. Those are involved with hypersensitivity to pain. So the N as in Nancy, M as in Mary, D as in David, A as in Apple receptors are involved with pain. And it seems that that's how magnesium helps. It's an antagonist on these receptors. It helps prevent these receptors from being innervated. With nerves, innervation means they're turned on. So, and they go on to say magnesium has been investigated in a variety of pain conditions. That's absolutely true. And they said it works either by a pill, swallowing a pill, or injection. It alleviates pain. It lowers the amount of anesthetic needed for surgery. And after surgery, it lowers the amount of analgesic you need, like hydrocodone or fentanyl patches, or, those are related to heroin and opium, or, Tylenol or Advil or Aleve or any of those things. You just need less of it. When you give a patient magnesium, you bring their magnesium levels up. Now, they go on to say these beneficial effects of magnesium therapy have also been reported in patients with neuropathic pain or pain related to cancer. I'm translating as we go. Diabetic neuropathy, post-herpetic neuralgia, chemotherapy-induced peripheral neuropathy. Now, here we go. In addition, magnesium treatment is reportedly able to alleviate the pain of fibromyalgia, dysmenorrhea, that's your pain from your menstrual cycle, headaches, and acute migraine attacks, which is absolutely true. Magnesium plays an evolving role in pain management. So here's a very interesting study from the Polytechnic University of Madrid, one of my favorite cities on the planet, along with the Faculty of Sciences, University of Alicante, that's also in Spain, and the Catholic University of Murcia, that's also in Spain. It's in the International Journal of Environmental Research and Public Health. And they want to see if a Mediterranean diet helped with the pain of fibromyalgia. These are women with fibromyalgia. Would a Mediterranean diet help, plus placebos, fake pills, or if they added tryptophan and magnesium to the diet? Tryptophan is an amino acid that increases serotonin levels. Serotonin helps you handle pain. But serotonin's also good for anxiety and depression. So they wanted to see if the Mediterranean diet plus magnesium and tryptophan helped with the anxiety, the mood, the eating disorders, the sleep quality. And they found that adding tryptophan and magnesium to the Mediterranean diet really made a difference. It really made a difference. A significant improvement in anxiety, self-image perception. They didn't feel disgusted with themselves. I hate to say it like that, but when you get these kind of illnesses, it can really affect the way you perceive yourself. Mood disturbance, eating disorders. It did not improve the quality of sleep, which was surprising. So here's the journal Rheumatology International, and they're looking at magnesium alone in people with fibromyalgia. So it's women, 60 premenopausal women, so they're younger women, diagnosed with fibromyalgia, versus 20 women who were the same age and weight, but they were healthy. They did not have fibromyalgia. And they looked at the Fibromyalgia Impact Questionnaire and the Beck Depression Scale and the Beck Anxiety Scale. So they're doing this in a very scientific way. They gave a magnesium citrate, supplying 300 milligrams of magnesium every day. Or they gave a second group amitriptyline. That's that tricyclic antidepressant that increases serotonin and norepinephrine, which helps you handle pain. The third group got magnesium plus amitriptyline. So there was no placebo group. Okay, we can live with that. Because one was magnesium, one was amitriptyline, the other one was magnesium with amitriptyline. All were reevaluated after the 8 weeks of treatment. So they found that the lower your level of magnesium in your blood at the start of the study, before giving anything, the lower the level of magnesium, the worse the symptoms, like pain and stiffness. When they added magnesium alone, the number of tender points and the pain and the depression and the fibromyalgia impact questionnaire all improved. All improved with magnesium. When they combined the amitriptyline with the magnesium, it was even stronger because then it included numbness and stiffness. So the answer is magnesium itself was very helpful. They picked magnesium citrate, which is a well-absorbed magnesium. The only problem with magnesium citrate, it can have a laxative effect, a stool softening effect. That's why I usually pick magnesium glycinate. It's absorbed so quickly and so efficiently, so effectively, that it doesn't have an effect on the stool. It doesn't cause diarrhea. It's even absorbed better than magnesium citrate. So here's ubiquinol. So let me explain about this. Ubiquinol is the active version of coenzyme Q10. And so in other words, coenzyme Q10 does nothing for you for energy, etc., unless you convert it to ubiquinol. So this is the journal Redox Reports. It's the Department of Pediatrics, Yokohama City University. And it was little kids with juvenile fibromyalgia. Little kids, okay? And they found that they were very low in ubiquinol. They had plenty of CoQ10, but they were not converting it into ubiquinol. So they gave them ubiquinol, 100, that's the active version of coenzyme Q10, 100 milligrams a day for 12 weeks versus placebo in little kids with fibromyalgia. It was absolutely safe, and it really improved their energy, and it helped with their fatigue, it helped with their energy, it helped with their mood, it helped a little bit with the pain. Now the other thing is CBD. CBD affects CB1 receptor sites in the brain, and it makes pain less problematic. It's like your view of pain changes. I had an experience like this about a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. One morning, I did all these weird exercises, and I woke up with back pain and neck pain. And I started to get, like, my view of the pain was horrible. And then I turned around to myself and I said, wait a second, this is temporary. You don't have a problem with your spine. You don't have a problem with your neck. This pain is going to go away. And I have to tell you, looking at the pain from that different viewpoint, the pain decreased a great deal. It was the strangest thing. And I said, wow, chronic pain, go away. We can actually do something about this. So CBD, cannabidiol, does not get you high. It's from hemp. It's not from marijuana. THC is from marijuana. They've separated the plants now. The other plant is hemp. It used to be one plant. There was the plant that gave you THC and CBD. THC is the marijuana stuff that gets you high. People use that recreationally on the weekends. I don't, because I think it's bad for the brain. But in any event, CBD has been proven to be good for the brain. So it improves perfusion of blood flow through the brain, etc. It's good for anxiety and stress. I mean, it's just very helpful for the brain. So they're finding that CBD affects the way you view pain, and pain is much less unpleasant, and this really helps people handle pain. And a recent report came out in Medical Express. It's it's from Michigan Medicine, and they're finding a lot of people with fibromyalgia are dropping the drugs, like the oxycodone, the poppy-related drugs, the same plant that heroin comes out of. They're dropping those drugs, and they're switching to CBD. And they're finding that it's really helping these people. The last thing is pine bark extract seems to help people with problems with fibromyalgia also. But there's really only one study on that. We need more studies. Whereas, there is other evidence that vitamin D helps with the pain of fibromyalgia. There are a number of studies showing magnesium helps with fibromyalgia. So my handlers, these young people that do all the IT stuff, told me I should have a call to action on my podcast episode. So here it is, because I think that's really good, kind of summing everything up. So I tell people with fibromyalgia, you really have to be on the clock with sleeping habits, regular sleeping habits. Like go to bed at 10 every night and stay in bed until 6 in the morning. That'll help you. And you might want to try L-theanine to help you sleep better because you won't have any wooziness or after effects of that in the morning. So try some L-theanine to help you sleep better. It comes from the tea plant. It's very calming. Regular exercise, but not high impact. Like stretching, like walking and yoga or even swimming, low impact aerobic activity or a stationary bike. That's helpful. You might have a little more muscle pain while you're doing the exercise, but that goes away soon after the exercise and you feel much better. It helps you manage it. There are relaxation techniques that help these people, like, learning how to meditate, different forms of meditation. I already said yoga. There's breath work. There's different things. Acupuncture seems to help. Massage seems to help. There's also cognitive behavioral therapy. That teaches you how to cope with the symptoms. Like I said, sometimes when you look at pain in a different light, the pain is a lot less of a problem. I also tell people change your diets. You want to get away from the inflammatory foods. Never smoke. Never drink alcohol. Sorry about that, but you have this pain syndrome. You've got to be able to cope with it. Because alcohol leads to inflammation. Inflammation increases pain sensations. But also get away from processed meat. That's pro-inflammatory. Curb your red meat intake. You're much better off with a lot of vegetables and other sources of protein. But you have to cut back on the omega-6 fatty acids. Omega-6 fatty acids are in vegetable oils. Now, that doesn't mean you can't eat vegetables. You'd have to eat a ton of vegetables to get a lot of oil. But like using safflower oil, margarine, vegetable shortening, any of these things with a lot of omega-6 fatty acids or saturated fats, that could include soybean oil, all those saturated fat oils from vegetables, etc. They make you more inflamed. You want to go, that's the omega-6 fatty acids. You want to head away from them. You want to go to the omega-3 fatty acids. So increase your fish intake. You can have fish 4 times a week, a great source of protein. Or you could take fish oil capsules, or my favorite is krill oil capsules. So increase your omega-3 intake because it really helps with pain. You create these kind of healthy lipids that strongly reduce pain sensations. Once again, turmeric and boswellia, fantastic for reducing substance P release at the nerve ending, which is one of the major problems you have with fibromyalgia. Getting more magnesium into your life. Take a magnesium supplement. Just don't depend on your food. Take a magnesium supplement because most Americans are low in magnesium. Get your vitamin D levels up. You want your vitamin D levels to be at least 35. I prefer like 50, 55. You might even try a pine bark extract, 150 milligrams. The one they used in that study was pycnogenol, the French maritime pine, but the white pine from Canada or the United States should work just as well, and it's a lot less expensive. So why would turmeric, the source of curcumin, help? Well, first of all, it inhibits the COX-2 enzyme. It inhibits molecules involved with the inflammatory response, triggering inflammation, eicosanoids that come out of eating certain fats. It lowers C-reactive protein, which is a marker of inflammation, and it depletes substance P at the nerve ending. Why would I add boswellia to it? Because that inhibits a different pathway called the 5-lipoxygenase pathway, so that's a good combination. In any event, thanks for tuning in to the Invite Health podcast today. You can find all of our episodes for free wherever you listen to podcasts, or just visit invitehealth.com/podcast. Please make sure you subscribe and please leave us a review. You can also follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Invite Health. I hope to see you the next time on another episode of the Invite Health podcast, and thank you so much for listening.